What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the third episode of Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elaina. This one's titled The Girl as Pretty as a Flower / Bottled Happiness. Now last time we didn't get a slash, did we? No. So maybe we're covering two stories in one this time? Two smaller stories instead of a bigger story like Land of Mages was? I'm gonna guess, like, that's about all I can really assume that we get from that. Last time out, we went to the Land of Mages. A place where you can only get into if you are a mage, of course. And immediately, first place we go into, she manages to lose her badge. Except it's not lost, it was stolen by someone who just wants to keep someone around. Although why they initially targeted said person, I don't quite understand why. And she thought maybe, I guess they just picked the next witch they could find that looks approachable. I guess that was their reason for it. What was that girl's name, anyway? Saya. That was her name. Yeah, she's quite manipulative in the way that she went about things. She's like, her sister, right? Was it her sister? Yes, sister, finished, like, exams and stuff and moved away. Leaving her alone here in the city, and she was lonely and thought, I want to spend some time with someone and then complete my things and move on to find my sister again. But the way she went about it was quite manipulative and ultimately not the correct way of doing things. And Elaina kind of set her straight with that. Also, I'm sorry if I interchange Elaina and Elaina. I do that quite often because I can't read. But yeah, that was the main part of that entire episode, building up this Land of Mages and what happened. I think we've got a 6-month time skip, though, from the end of that one to the beginning of this one, if the ending of that episode is anything to go by. I think they said 6 months later, and then saw that Saya had graduated and all this. So, from then on, I guess we're meeting new characters. I mean, these are episodic episodes. I don't expect a main continual plot to go across everything. I wouldn't mind if certain things got called back on, and like we re-met characters later on in our journey. That's fine. I say that because I want to meet Fran again. Like, I just want another Elaina. I say it again. Elaina and Fran episode. I just want more Fran. I really liked her. I really did. Not just because it's Kana Hanazawa. That's not the only reason, but it is one of the reasons. Girl as pretty as a flower, bottled happiness. Yeah, so I think I'm not gonna waste too much time getting into this. Let's get into it. We all know why we're here. We enjoy the show. Let's have some fun. As per usual, though, these are time-based format reactions. Bottom left of the screen down here, you're going to see the timer for the episode. I will count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watching this one on Funimation as per usual, since that's who's licensed it this season for UK and US. Link to that is in the description below as well. We've got Kalakawa logo and Funimation logo to go through. I will call them out as I go past. You can also use screen flash on either my face or the mic arm to tell when scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's just get into the third episode, right? Yes, third episode of Elaina, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Kalakawa, a Funimation. Another lovely day, traveling through the forest. That was a bit close. Yeah, flying over the forest is probably a better idea. That is true, I guess. That's also true. It's a pretty landscape, though. Sure thing. We can start every episode like that, because I wouldn't mind. Alright, OP. The Journey of Elaina. And that's that flower background that we just were at. I like this OP a lot. Hey, Fran. I hope we get to see you again soon. That's Sire, I think. Those are the only 3 characters featured in the OP, unless we're updating the OP as we go. But I guess we'll see. The girl as pretty as a flower. Alright. Kind of fitting since we're in a field of flowers, yeah. And there's girls sitting in them. Okay. Interesting. It's one way to enjoy your time. It's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Odd request, but sure. Very odd request, but sure. I mean, a guard is telling you to stop. You stop. Hmm. Huh? What's going on with these flowers? Huh? Oh. Ah, okay. Why are the flowers not allowed in? Oh, shit, really? Huh. Really? Huh. Oh. That's pretty creepy. Hmm. Hmm. Very odd. Very odd. We lingered on that a little too much, though. That makes me think that something's going to be bad by burning them, but, you know. If it's common practice for them to burn those flowers, then it's just be weird that something has ring. I prefer the story of Adidas or Adidas, however you say it. I've always said Adidas, but I said Adidas for some reason. Ooh. Lovely. Oh, that's just ruining it. You went back? Mm-hmm. See if you can find them again. Oh. 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 Oh boy. That's pretty creepy. Hmm. That's very creepy. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna use them as nutrients. Can we save him at this point? She's not gonna get involved? Didn't get involved and just left. Wow, okay. Now that's a rarity in anime. Just leave. But it was her fault that it happened. Didn't feel any form of responsibility to try and help? Oh, wow. That's creepy. That's very creepy. I love it. Going to the villages, I guess? Is that it? Was that the extent of that story? Bottled happiness? That was it? What? We're not going to address any of that? Alright. Okay. I guess she never saw that happen, so. Uh huh. Why is it we're just meeting random people in fields? Okay. Bottling happiness, huh? Feels a little creepy, but. Hmm. Yeah, you just release it all. Don't know if that's. Hmm. I've read a book for everything. Ah. That's quite a nice thing, but it feels like it's going to have a tragic twist. It's going to have a tragic twist, isn't it? No story ends up being written like that. You have to have tragedy in your story for it to be worthwhile. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I mean, yeah, referencing what just happened. It's a nice little village. Mm-hmm. That's probably his house. Yeah. Son of the chief, I'm guessing. Okay. See? It's better when it's a natural reaction. Okay. You sure you want to bring another girl to it? Whatever. Consistent. Alright. The way he moved, though, was really interesting. It seemed kind of out of place, almost. Oh, is this her? I assume this is her. Uh-huh. Found her. Okay. Fish. Always enjoy some fish. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that. Something doesn't sit right with this. Oh, it's the chief, okay. Hmm. What was that look? That, for. This guy's creepy. This guy's real creepy. I mean, it looks good. Let's be real. It looks good. There's a lot. I feel like the son's kind of oblivious to his father. Attitude. Oh boy. Yeah, kind of expected that. Kind of expected that. Rough. Okay. Oh boy, okay. We got one of these guys. Aha, okay, explains the look he gave her. Hmm. This isn't going to go well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sticking up there. Saying that, she's just going to be cleaning up herself, isn't she? That's what her magic is. Yeah. But just to scare him a little bit, she pointed at him. That water effect, though. Okay. They're just showing off with that now. Can I put him in his place a little bit? How about you thank her properly for once? What's your problem all of a sudden? Oh, okay. Then why didn't you? Doesn't like being one-upped. No, you're just that low. Somehow I don't see this going well. I don't know, it's just like... I just don't see this going well. Okay. Okay, it's being a genuine happiness moment. Okay. Having a genuine moment of happiness, okay. Is she gonna enjoy this, or now is she gonna... She's gonna hate her position even more now, isn't she? Because she can't have this happiness. Unless he tries to help her out. Oh. I don't know if anything's gonna change after that, but... She still looks quite gloomy even after that. I don't know. I felt weird. Oh boy, this is gonna be depressing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh shit. This show... This show really took a darker tone with this episode, didn't it? Yeah, that's the moral of this episode, I think. Yeah, you'd rather not know. Well then, so I decided to keep the show at the end of the day because I thought it would be a nice uplifting thing to finish and have a nice relaxing end to a busy recording day that Saturdays are. I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed by this show almost. I mean, it was still really good, but I wasn't expecting that sort of tone from this show. But I also appreciate that it wanted to do something like that. It could have easily just focused on all the happy endings that you could have, all the joy in people's lives as you travel, but at the end of the day, not everyone you meet is going to be a happy person in a happy situation with good intentions. That is a truth of being on a journey like this. Like, not everything is all happiness and sunshine. I have respect for this show for willing to do something like that. Okay. And that's why it did 2 stories in this, because they fit together. Alright. Yeah, so that's why they had 2 stories together, because they both were a case of not everything is as it seems. Just because you're doing something that seems like a nice gesture doesn't necessarily mean it is a nice gesture. For example, the flowers was literally trying to get people to nourish the plants and kill them, essentially. And the boss of happiness is like, well, you think you might be doing something good for someone, but ultimately you don't. It doesn't. Just because you're doing something kind doesn't mean they're going to appreciate it as such. And I was like, as soon as you couldn't remember the ending of that book, I was like, yeah, that means it's not a good happy ending. Because a book that ends in a happy ending like that is just boring, right? So there's got to be a twist, and there's got to be a tragedy associated with it. And yeah, if you know that you can never achieve that happiness that is being shown to you because you're in a situation where you could never experience that, that's just going to drive you further and further into depression. And didn't quite expect that little bit at the end of a turn, but yeah. This was a I don't have words. Like, here's the thing, this was a super fucking depressing episode. I'm smiling. What does that say about me? I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, like, I'm glad this show is willing to go that place, because I think, did I say this at the beginning? Did I say it in my full preview or in episode 1? I can't remember if I've ever mentioned the thoughts of this maybe going dark, or if it was always going to be happy stories or such, but it was... I'm glad it's taking this direction. Now, I hope it's not going to... I think they're going to intertwine it, so... I think next episode is more than likely going to be... I think next episode is going to be a happier episode. But apparently this episode is really like splitting people. Apparently this episode is really splitting people because of the way she acted. Because in the first story, she didn't try to save the guy that was already being consumed by the flower. Didn't even try to save him. Doesn't want to know what happened to, what's her face? Was it Nina? Was that her name? I've forgotten her name already. Let's see. Nino, not Nina. Nino. but didn't even try to want to know about what happened to her. So yeah, this is splitting people, apparently. Hmm. I mean, there are good points on either side, right? Like, in that situation, what do you do? If you were in that situation, you were a competent witch who had powers and could theoretically do something about it. Would you go the typical main character route in a normal story-based show and actually thrust yourself into other people's lives to try and fix them, when it's not realistically any of your business to interfere, even if you know that it's for the best if you do? Like, that's more akin to relating to the second half. Like, the first half seems like genuinely like a monster more than anything, and a dangerous entity that realistically should be dealt with, right? But again, why should you act on your own to do such a thing? Surely if this was a known problem, someone is being tasked with taking care of it, if it genuinely is a problem, right? So why should I involve myself in that? It's a very backseat approach to the issues, which is kind of interesting considering how she wasn't this backseating for the previous episode and what's her face, Saya's journey. But then again, she had to address Saya because she needed her thing back. And yeah, I don't know how to feel. This is a weirdly complex one, but I did not expect from today. I didn't expect this to be the complex one that has me wondering what the hell's going on. Like, just looking at the list of shows that I've done today, it's like, I thought, okay, I'll have some stuff to dissect with Danmachi, because it's a story-based thing. Jujutsu Kaisen, I might have something to dissect. Maybe Assault League Bouquet, since they were kind of setting something up there, but I thought this was just going to be my chill episode and just something to relax to, but no, here I am debating what I would do in a situation like that. I mean, This is a good point, actually. Bakaken on Funimation says, being a traveler is not synonymous with being a good Samaritan. Elaina never set out on a journey to help folk in need or who are stuck with misfortune. World's a likely place, what else is new? That's honestly... She's traveling, she's exploring. She's not going to fix anything, necessarily. It is a very conflicting worldview. And it is a very conflicting thing with people. I can see why. Because it's very much a reflection of your own self. Like, if you were in that situation, would you actually help them? And I think the reason why I'm smiling along after this episode is that I think in my heart of hearts, I probably wouldn't intervene. I honestly think I wouldn't. And I don't know whether I should be proud of that fact that I'm realizing about myself, that if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't bother with either of them anyway. Neither of them are bothering me. And interjecting myself, especially, okay, the first one is a bit weird just because it's like a magical entity and whatnot, and it's like, well, why not just kill the entity if it's terrorizing and killing and stealing and killing people purposefully? It's like, well, that's more akin to a monster at that point and should be exterminated. But at the same time, there's no reason for me to do it. Like, what does that get me? I expend my magical power, put my life at risk for the good of other people who probably won't know and won't be thankful because they just won't know who I am, right? And that's kind of a selfish worldview to have, because it's like, I want to be rewarded and recognized for the effort I put in. I'm not going to do this just for the good of it being done. Which might say something about me, but the second one's a bit different because you're meddling with people's lives at that point. You're meddling with, he bought a slave, not really keeping it a secret. So I guess slavery in this world, or at least this part of the world that we've explored, is not necessarily illegal. Slavery is a thing that happens. So going against that wouldn't put you in the favorable position, because authority would not actually stand up with you, because she is his legal property. He's creepy as fuck for it because of his comments and the way he was eyeing up Elaina and all this, but at the end of the day, he's not technically done anything wrong in the worldview of this society. Like, we, as 2020 human beings living on this planet, we know that he was doing some fucked up shit. And judging by the morals of today, that's some fucked up shit. But in that world, it's not that bad. And Elaina doesn't see it as, well, she sees it as an issue, and she kind of like mentioned it, but she doesn't want to see things to the conclusion of it. She didn't want to see the conclusion of what that would end up being. So this is a very interesting one. Like I said, I did not expect to have this debate in my own head about this show. This is really going to split people, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to leave it there before I ramble on a bit too much longer, because I think I've already got most of what I wanted to say out, without repeating myself again and again and again. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode as per usual. Leave your comments down below. This is a very interesting show. I want to have some real discussions about this and how people actually interpret this episode from their perspective. If they think if you think she made wrong choices in not intervening, if you think she made right choices in not intervening, or if it's quite complex, how you would approach such situations. Like, this is one of those episodes where you can really start to have a conversation about it. So please do so in the comments. If you want to have a more in-depth discussion, there is also my Discord server where I'm much more active and will be responding much quicker than the YouTube comment section. On not just this show, but every show I watch this season. Each one has their own dedicated text channel to talk about, as well as just a general channel to talk about any anime announcements and things like that. For example, Rinkakoi is getting Season 2. Fantastic. Much happier show than what this is at the moment. Oh boy. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below, and don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, because I'm curious as to where they want to go with this. Are we going to have a happy episode next time, or are we going to continue on this rather gloomy trend? Because I'd be very interested. But there's also the rest of the full 2020 season you can find on the channel. A mix of happy shows, as well as gloomy shows, apparently, on the channel. So thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.